bought so many because you just rotate when one of them's not injured. Here we go. Oh. Hey?
I swear, if there's a goal already, I'm going to cry.
Felt it over. Chill out.
Did get the megs though.
Don't matter if you don't get the ball back on the other side.
Still shit house free, you call it. That's a foul, isn't it? He's so clumsy.
Aha, we're there.
Was that megs? Yeah. Bit soft, but it could have been a foul.
Very soft if he'd have given that.
Right then, lads, we're a minute late. But we're here for Chelsea against Man United at Old Trafford. A mid-table clash for the ages. I had to get that one in there early.
What a prick.
What's your score predictions for today? Danny, Chelsea fan, what do you think's going to happen?
Oh, it's our strongest team. I feel optimistic. I'm going to let them finish this attack first.
Oh.
Okay. I'll say 2-1 Chelsea.
2-1 to Chelsea. Josh, what are you thinking from a Man United point of view?
2-0 United.
Oh,
Delusion.
2 wins.
Delusion.
I expected you to go a little bit more reserved. You've been reserved so far when you've been on, but...
I know, today I'm just feeling a bit special.
Well, I wanted to kick things off with a debate that isn't actually on the notes that I sent round, just because I feel like, Josh, we've got you back. It's been a few weeks since you've been on. And in that time, Man United have dropped off even further. Obviously out of the Champions League now, back in those Europa League games.
Not out yet.
Aren't you?
No.
Oh, how is there a realistic way you can get through?
We beat Bayern.
So you're out.
We'll come back to that.
But let's say it goes how it looks like it's going to go. Obviously, league hasn't been much better so far. Although,
Way.
Man United, 2 decent shots already in the first couple minutes.
It was only Rasmus anyway, it's fine.
Relax, bro. He's going to score him.
He's allergic to scoring in the Prem.
But yeah, how are you feeling about Eric Ten Hag, etc.? There's been so many rumours swirling around the club in the last few weeks.
I don't feel any kind of way. I think he's the right man for the job. I don't see why we'd sack him.
I agree. I feel like you should give him more time. Just let him invest and marinate.
See, everyone talks shit, yeah, but first of all, like we said last time I was on, who would we get if we sacked him?
Yeah, but it's looking like at this point there isn't many worse options.
But there's no better options either.
Well, I think the majority of what you would call high quality managers are better options at the minute.
Like who are we gonna get though? That's the thing. Like, yeah, Pep's a better option, but we're not gonna get him. Klopp's a better option, but we're not gonna get him. That's what I mean. Like,
You can get Lampard if you want.
Yeah, get Lampard, get
To be fair, Graham Potter.
I was literally about to say Graham Potter.
he was
I don't know. Is
Chelsea.
Allegri in a job at the minute?
Yeah, he went back.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what high quality managers are actually available, but
exactly, there aren't any.
Man United on the attack again here.
Oh my god.
Oh, Kukureya scuffs his clearance, goes for a Manchester United corner. It's been 4 minutes of fear so far for you boys.
Yeah. I'm just gonna hold off talking.
Let me get this link up.
But like, sacking the manager isn't always the answer, as proven by United over the last 10 years. We've sacked managers when things haven't gone right, brought somebody else in, and it's the same again.
I guess you can argue that case with Arsenal and Arteta, but I just feel like their project altogether was a lot better than yours.
Yeah, I think
But then we also had success earlier than them.
I think my issue with United at the minute is whenever I watch you play, it's clear that some of the players aren't invested as much as they should be at this point. Like, you see Rashford just walking about the pitch. Martial looks like he doesn't really care. The only players that seem to be playing for the badge are McTominay? Maguire, yeah. Maguire does put a shift in.
But then is that the manager's fault, or do you say, right, okay, it's time to get rid of some of these players? Like Martial, we've been saying that we need to get rid of for the last 2 years.
Yeah, I don't know how he's still starting in the Premier League. I proper don't understand it at all.
So, like, this is a problem, is that every time the manager's lost the dressing room, the manager's been the one to go. It's never been a case of...
Man United in the box.
Right.
Should have done better there.
No, get up, you sausage.
Chelsea are in some serious
gets
trouble
in the
here.
way.
McTominay with a shot.
Corner.
That's never a
It's
pain. Get
another
up.
Manchester United corner.
Tell you what, my hand's getting a bit clammy though.
Kept it calm so far. Yeah, Man United all over Chelsea. Second corner, only in the 6th minute.
I was hoping that McTominay was going to whack it at Anthony then.
Is McTominay your top scorer this year?
What, all comps?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not even sure.
I know at one point it was Casemiro.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, you're joking.
What's this? Could it be a Manchester United penalty here? Did you see the replay? Did it look like a pen?
He did stamp on his foot.
Yeah, but is it a pen? It's a very soft one.
Oh, it's going to
Well,
get given that.
That's the freeze frame, though. That's why.
It's going to get given, though, isn't it? If you look at that screenshot, that's definitely a pen.
Okay.
Manchester United penalty. 7 minutes in, Josh. I mean, it's not been confirmed yet, but if that's not given, I'll be baffled.
He's slipped. You can see his left foot slipping. That's why he's done it.
Excuses. £100 million player should be doing better than slipping.
He's got a brace last game, though.
About time he showed up.
But that's the thing. You can't judge centre mids on goals.
Can do when they cost 100 mil. That's what everyone said about Pogba.
Yeah.
No, but
Pogba was more attacking,
special.
though.
Yeah, he was special. Well, he should have been special.
He's special in the wrong way.
Mm.
Waiting to see if this gets given. I don't see why they're still watching it, to be honest. And it is a Manchester United penalty.
I hope he takes it.
Yeah, who's going to step up and take it? Højlund?
Just Raz.
Oh, Bruno. Yeah, Bruno's on
You
it.
not give it to Raz, though, just to break the deadlock?
Oh.
He gave one away the other week. There's no way he's giving away 2 penalties.
A good captain would. That's all I'm saying.
Got Bruno Fernandes, ball in hand. It's a big moment, this, so early in the game.
He's going to score. What's Anthony doing there, bro? Go back.
He's hard, him, you know.
He's so funny.
Anthony. Yeah, he's a proper rat bag, isn't he? He's one of those pure irritating footballers.
The one that really got on my nerves is when he was shielding the ball out of play down the sideline, and then the linesman gave it the other way, and he's just staring down the linesman. Oh.
Yeah. And it's just because he's shit.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes for Manchester United.
Get in!
It's saved!
You sausage. Sorry for shouting.
No, go for it. The fucking penalty saved.
That was
a soggy pen. He tried to do one of those messy pens from the World Cup. I don't know who he thinks he was.
What is he doing? Just smash
Look how slow that was.
That's so soft.
You didn't even look up. You meant to look up when you're doing that. So you can see
Garnacho's
their
got to do better there as well.
Really poor penalty.
Should have given it to Rasmus.
Great save from Sanchez, though.
That guy that I've got in the cup, he's got Sanchez as well.
Yeah, you're out that FPL Cup now. Oh, thank God.
Chelsea could have gotten away. We won here. It's been 10 minutes of pain so far.
I hope your hands are clamming up now.
Anyway, boys, should we get into the first debater today?
Yeah.
I did have them in a particular order, but I'm going to jump in with, I've been thinking about this one for the last couple of days since I sent it in, and I wanted to know what teams you think would make the Premier League better.
We all know why you've asked that question.
Right, no. Do you know what's funny? When I was compiling my list earlier, Leeds were actually the last team that I remembered to put on there, because I just know that we are a Premier League team in reality in my head.
Yeah, that's called delusion.
But so Josh, do you want to kick it off? Is there any teams that you think are currently outside the Premier League that would make the league better?
I think there's only one, and it's Leicester.
Agreed.
I think they're
You only think there's one?
I think they're a recent Premier League champion. It was a weird one. Like they were Newcastle before Newcastle. Like they were the small team outside the Big Six that constantly pushed the Big Six, but they actually did what Newcastle are yet to do. They won the Premier League. They won an FA Cup. Was it the FA Cup?
Yeah, they won.
Yeah, like they've won trophies recently. They just had a weird shit year last year that ended up in them getting relegated.
Yeah.
And they've actually managed to keep hold of a lot of players. Bar Maddison and Tielemans, they've pretty much got the same team. So I think they're probably the only team outside of the Prem that would make the Prem better because they had quality.
I didn't look at it. I think you might have looked at it in a slightly different context for me. I was more thinking of like clubs that would make the league better, that I think would make more entertaining fixtures throughout a season. And I know it's a tough debate to have. To be fair, Leicester were in my list, and I think them going down, they had a bit of a very unlucky run. Obviously, the owner passed away in that helicopter crash as well, which caused a lot of turbulence at the club. And it's just like a really tough time for them. And I think they're definitely going to get promoted from the Championship this season. Chelsea,
Palmer, look at Palmer.
on the attack.
Never mind.
Mudryk in the box, 1-on-1.
Oh, is that a push?
Never.
Okay, worth a try.
Mudryk could have done a bit better with that opportunity.
Yeah, definitely could have done better.
But-
Was that the post?
I don't know. I think it was Anana got a hand to it. Really poor from Amrabat, yeah.
You can see how fast he is.
Yeah, that's the thing with Mudryk. He's not quite lived up to his
That
potential
touch,
yet.
he's missed.
Post, I think.
Yeah,
But I feel like he's one of the only players at Chelsea
he's got
that's
a lot of raw talent.
actually getting into those positions.
It's just the execution. I think we will get there. It's just a matter of when.
He's Theo Walcott, bruv.
He's not Theo Walcott. Theo Walcott was a baller. I'm not even gonna lie. He's way above what Modric is now.
I have a lot of hate in my heart for Theo Walcott. Leeds played Arsenal in like 2008 in the FA Cup, and Theo Walcott dived and got a penalty when we were in League One, which meant the game ended 1-1, and he admitted that he dived a couple of years later. So, yeah, Walcott wasn't that good.
What?
Anyway, go
It's
on
like a
with your
clinical
teams.
Aaron Lennon.
He's all right. Anyway, yeah. So I'll jump into, if you boys only have one, I can't. Man United on the attack again.
Is that the post as well?
Hits the post.
Yeah.
Jesus. There we go. It's just
Chelsea on
end
the
to end
counter.
now. To be fair, Chelsea
Chelsea are
provides-
4-on-2 here, effectively.
Here we go. Oh,
Awful
terrible
pass.
ball again with the execution.
Mudryk has seriously messed up 2 good Chelsea chances in a row there.
Jesus Christ.
This is a wild game so far. I
know.
can't believe it's 0-0.
I was gonna say we always provide entertaining games, but we
We
just
usually
need,
don't.
I'd rather be 70% possession, boring, and just win 1-0 than have all this heart palpitation.
I just can't believe he missed a fucking penalty, man.
Uh-huh.
Right, I'll jump in one of my teams anyway. So a team that I think would make the Premier League better, and this is a local rival of Leeds, is Sheffield Wednesday.
Why?
Yeah,
Because
why?
they're a massively historic club who have won pretty much every trophy there is to win, bar European trophies. Massive stadium. It's a good team up north as well. I love a northern team in the Premier League. And I just think a lot of their games would be more entertaining than, watching Luton more time. I know Luton have done quite well so far, but I look at the Luton Stadium and the Brentford Stadium, for example. I know it's had a little bit of a revamp, but I think
Good save.
I prefer those old school. Sheffield Wednesday's like a 35k, local people going, not much tourism, up north. I just feel like they'd make the league more entertaining.
I get your perspective from it. I think I'm siding with Josh on this though. For me, the way that I've interpreted is that
Who's just got booked?
Shaw. No team below the Premier League is going to make the Premier League better. They're down there for a reason.
I think the only team outside of Leicester then that would make it more entertaining is maybe Sunderland, just to add that.
Yeah, they're
that
in my list.
Newcastle
Oh,
Sunderland
but
derby.
history.
But
I guess,
but
yeah.
it's more
Also,
just
for the point
that
of as well,
derby
though,
than-
would you not rather see, when you're at an away day, Sunderland have got really passionate fans, they've got like a 55,000 seater stadium. Man United on the attack again, edge of the box. Oh.
One more.
it's been the battle of shit attackers so far this game.
Anthony Mays Mudryk is actually mad.
Yeah.
What about Southampton? They've got
Bottom
like a
mid.
really good history of producing good players.
I don't know.
Yeah,
They were
to be
just
fair, they I think they were also like the Leicester before Leicester.
They dipped
when
off.
had that season with Charlie Austin bagging goals, Ed Mane.
Mm.
The thing is with
produced a lot.
Southampton, though, I class them in the same vein as how I describe Brentford and like Luton, etc. along those lines. They didn't even used to sell out when they were playing Man City at home half the time. This is what I mean. I'd prefer
Man
to
City
get like
don't sell out when they're playing at home.
yeah, true. But if you had a lot of these championship teams, like some of the larger ones, they would be selling out the stadium every time they played a big game, and they would sell out every away end. And I feel like there's a bit more passion in the fan base, which is what I want to see. Even if it's not like a rivalry as such in the game, if the fans are there and making it a good atmosphere, it makes such a difference. Like, do you not think this? I know what you're going to say, here. Josh. Do you not think Leeds make the Premier League better?
No.
How?
How did it? You came up. you did fuck all and you've gone and nobody cares. Nobody's noticed.
It's one more team to hate on there.
Yeah, there's no way that you wouldn't rather, as a Manchester United fan, be playing Leeds on a weekend instead of playing Luton on a weekend. I just don't believe you.
I prefer the Luton story to the Leeds, so I think the Luton story is unreal.
Yeah, the Luton story is what it is, like, good for them, but as a Manchester United fan, surely you would rather beat Leeds than Luton.
Well, yeah, I'd rather beat Leeds than Luton.
So why wouldn't you prefer us to be in the league, or Bournemouth? Who actually wants Bournemouth in the Premier League?
I can side with you on Bournemouth. They're
Like,
just-
who gives a shit about Bournemouth? You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, but Bournemouth are better than Leeds.
I know, but that's not the point of the debate. The point of the debate is, like, think about fixtures you'd want to see, stadiums you'd potentially want to visit.
I've been to Ellen Road. I don't want to go back.
I don't know, man. I think I think you need to.
Hey.
To me, I think most
did to his
football
girlfriend.
fans would prefer Leeds to be in the Premier League than be in the Championship.
I don't know. I think Leeds is a championship club. Leeds have been a champ. I'm not even saying that just
Bro.
to piss you off. Leeds have been a championship side.
Oh my god!
Bar the 2 years that you were in the Prem,
Yeah.
Leeds have been a championship or League One side my entire life. So for me, they aren't a Prem team.
Yeah, but that's because of
Bournemouth have been in the Prem more than Leeds have, and you say no one gives a fuck about Bournemouth. They've been in the Prem more than Leeds have in my lifetime.
Bournemouth have like a 17,000 seater stadium, which half the time
Hey.
isn't even full. They don't sell out most away ends. They've got a crap fan base.
They've never had a Champions League semi-final.
They've never had a Champions League semi-final. Leeds, outside of the big, I think, top 4 or 5 teams in the Premier League, like the big couple that you'd class it as, Leeds are one of the only 3 or 4 teams. I think it's us, Leicester and Blackburn that have won the top division in the last 20 years outside of the said
Leeds are world
ones.
famous as well. Like they've
Yeah.
got such a fan base all over the world. You can go, like, you went to New York the other week and there was a Leeds United bar there, wasn't there?
Yeah. And there is it in Norway, in Denmark and everything. Like, I know it's a little bit to be controversial, but there is no way in hell that Leeds wouldn't make the Premier League better. Because it's not just Man United as well. Like, there's a bit of a rivalry there with Chelsea. There'd be a rivalry there.
It's end to end. I do get what you're saying though.
What do you think, Danny? Would Leeds make the Prem better?
It depends from what perspective. In terms of performance, no. In terms of everything outside the performance, over Bournemouth, then yeah. I'll swap you 1 for 1.
Okay. I'll take that.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
I'd still
Lord.
rather have Bournemouth. Bournemouth
You'd rather have Bournemouth in the Premier League
have
than
given
Leeds?
us better games than Leeds have.
Bro, I don't know. They haven't.
Don't fall him. Good.
Tell me one memorable
What is
Bournemouth win.
that? You melon.
Man United on the
Oh, it's a
attack
soggy
again.
touch that as well.
Garnacho in the box. Plays
No,
it back
not
to
Maguire.
Maguire.
Yes!
Oh!
Why is it always this guy?
It's the top scorer, McTominay, with the goal.
He's the fucking boy.
Still 70 minutes to go.
This has been a fucking mental game so
We
far.
deserve the goal. I'm sorry, but we've deserved that.
I mean, you have, but at the same time, Chelsea have had a couple good opportunities as well.
Yeah.
If it wasn't Mudryk, they'd have probably got a goal. Oh, 1-0.
God.
Scott McTominay.
Look at that.
It's just slack, isn't it?
It's very slack.
Who was that?
And then he
Jackson.
sends up on his ass.
Such a scrappy goal as well.
Is that on volley? It's
Yeah.
not technically on volley, isn't it, from McTominay?
He's a bagsman, to be fair. He scores a lot for Scotland.
What the fuck's
He's like
going on with him
Euros
this
top-
year?
Euros qualifier top
Yeah.
scorers in the fucking conversation. Anyway, weird.
Would you rather have Casemiro or McTominay in the squad next season?
I've both.
If you had to pick one.
Next season, probably McTominay.
Wild. But isn't Casemiro on like a 300 grand a year contract for another 3 seasons?
Yeah.
That's
He's
fucked.
living life. He doesn't even need Saudi.
He'll probably end up going Saudi though. I won't be surprised.
Yeah, but
Here
I don't know.
Here we go.
Chelsea on the attack
wait,
now.
Just wait. What is
Horrible.
That again? What is our execution here?
Oh, that could be
Final
handball,
pass, that's on ball, isn't it?
Chelsea have had a few half decent opportunities to get a good shot off in the box, and every time the pass has failed you so far.
Yeah, it's not looking good, bro.
Oh. Well, Leeds. I want to see who else I had on my list of teams that I think could make the Premier League better, because I feel like you guys are going to find some of them criminal.
Didn't even look up.
Right, who have I got? This one is kind of criminal. I've only got one other team that I've not mentioned, and it is Portsmouth.
Oh, you know what? I'll give you Portsmouth. I used to.
How are you just giving me Portsmouth and won't give me Sheffield Wednesday?
Because Portsmouth have also got, for me, well, in my lifetime,
Nostalgia.
Yeah, like
Same with
I used
Wigan.
to enjoy watching their games. Like,
Wigan.
Same with Wigan.
So would you rather have Wigan in Premier League or Leeds?
I'm not saying I think they'd make the Premier League entertaining. it's nostalgia, like
Yeah,
Wigan
like-
with the JJB sponsors.
Yeah.
Bolton.
Yeah, Bolton as well.
Yeah,
but see, they're all in my head. They're more Premier League sides than Leeds are.
Yeah, but that's just because you've not seen Leeds in the Prem as much, or probably don't. You want to hate on Leeds being a big team.
That's a harsh yellow card.
for Cuckoo.
No, for Garnacho. Oh, he's giving it for that probably.
Yeah. But yeah, so you're back in Portsmouth in the league, in the Premier League, and I made a list of teams that I'd get rid of
Okay.
in order to fund
I
my
can guess-
teams that I
I
want.
can guess some of them.
So we've got Luton,
Saw that
Yep.
coming.
Sheffield United,
Yeah,
Bournemouth,
saw that
Yep.
coming.
Fulham. Fulham are in there.
No.
Admittedly, they've been in the Premier League a fair bit, but they also have to have paper clappers in the stadium to create an atmosphere. So Fulham can go. I'd rather have any of the teams I named. And Burnley.
Yeah, Burnley can fuck off.
So I'm saying get rid of them teams and bring in Portsmouth, Leicester, Sunderland, Leeds, and Sheffield Wednesday. Tell me that won't make the Premier League better.
You've lost me with Fulham, I'm afraid.
I mean, it'll be good for my FPL, especially when we're playing against those teams, because they are diabolical right now.
No, but I'm not taking it as in like if their squads got plopped into the Premier League right now, because Portsmouth are in League One. I'm saying I just think as a club it'd be more entertaining for them to be in the league and build up than it is for some of the ones I named.
But they just go straight down.
You're taking it into a realistic perspective.
If you're talking about their, like the club at the time when they were actually in the Prem, then yeah, I agree. But currently, no. This is where I can't wrap my head around it.
What about that team with Will Ferrell and Lee Mack?
What? Will Ferrell?
Soccer Aid.
Soccer Aid. Bring Wrexham to the Premier League ASAP.
The other teams I can see, but Fulham, no, I think they have a good support.
Yeah, they've had a good European run as well. Was it like in 2007?
I don't particularly
Bobby's
hate on
Amora.
Fulham. It's more the paper clappers and the Michael Jackson statue outside the stadium that I think should get them relegated.
You're such a Leeds fan though. You're just Atmosphere FC. Like, you've got no football, like nothing to talk good about football. So you're like, oh well, we've got great fans.
yo.
That's what
Nah,
Leeds.
That was
Yeah,
personal.
There was some venom in that one. No, I
That's
mean
all
to be
you're
fair,
talking
we do have great fans, but also it's more the fact of the history of the club. We sell out week in, week out. We've got a bigger stadium than most of the teams that are named in that list. So I think it'd bring more, not only like for the away fans as well. I think you failed to remember. I was saying a minute ago, but something happened in the game. Leeds have a decent rivalry. Most Manchester United, Chelsea, and then even like the other big teams like Arsenal and stuff have had great games with Leeds over the years. Most of those fans would prefer to see their team playing Leeds. It'd mean a little something more than when they're playing a different club. And it'd give them more of an opportunity to actually get to an away day, etc.
I feel like a few of them, but like Arsenal, it's easier for them to get to Luton, isn't it?
Yeah, but
it's easier for them to get
Chelsea in the box. Sterling,
Payne.
is that a penalty?
Payne.
That's a pen,
Looked like a
that.
dive, but I'm still going to call for a pen.
It looked like a dive, but it also looked like one. If there was a clip, VAR will check it and it'll
I mean, if
probably get
Anthony's
given.
going for the VAR ones, I want them.
Right, VAR will check this now. That was an annoying one as well because it looked like Sterling there could have easily got a.
Oh
what
my
has he
god,
done?
that is a horrible dive.
He should be booked for simulation.
Yeah,
mate.
he
That
should
is
be booked for
terrible.
simulation.
Or is it his back foot?
No, he's not touched him there.
Could have at least
Yeah, that's-
made it look believable. Like,
He should have left his dangling foot or something.
That's really poor there from Sterling. I hate that as well when a player clearly actually has an opportunity to get a shot away and chooses to dive instead. It's like, what is the point?
They're still looking at it.
oh, to be fair, I think it is
No.
not a pen.
I want a pen.
Good.
This has been an entertaining game so far. I feel like it's just going to die down at some point, and fuck all else is going to happen there.
I don't think it's going to finish 1-0.
Nah, I don't.
Not finished 2-0.
Aye, got the prediction still on.
Well,
You said 2-1, didn't you?
2-1.
Damn.
Both predictions are on.
All right. Well, there's been some developments since last time we were on the show with Everton, and Everton have been docked 10 points by the Premier League, which put them in the relegation zone, despite the fact they've had a really good season overall, considering they were practically, they were one of the favourites for relegation last season. What are your thoughts on the point deduction?
I think it's a bit harsh. They deserve to have some penalty because they broke the rules.
And they're pleaded guilty.
Yeah. So they deserve something, but I think 10 points is a bit harsh. And I think the Premier League have shot themselves in the foot. They've not really thought about it because they've gone, right, let's set a precedent. Everton 10-point deduction, whilst they still have to deal with Chelsea and City. So then everyone's like, well, if you've given Everton 10 points for one charge, what are you going to give City for 115 or Chelsea for however many, they've got? So it's like, the Premier League are now in a situation where they're like, fuck, we've kind of set ourselves up.
To be honest, I don't know if much actually going to happen to Chelsea or City just because we are kind of the cash cows. Well, mainly City, but also based on the fact that City did not plead guilty, that's why it's more of an ongoing situation.
Yeah, I was going to say...
Didn't you lot admit it? I swear you're the ones that went to the Premier League and said...
Yeah, didn't Todd Bowley go forward and say...
It was under Abramovich, so I'm sure he went to the Premier and said that it was going on.
Yeah, that is the case. Todd Bowley went and was like, oh, here's what's been happening.
So Chelsea have admitted that they've done it as well.
But that's why it's a tough one, though, because now Chelsea isn't owned by the same person. So how can you still punish... I know you're punishing the club, but it's a different owner, so should the rules be slightly different there?
I think from what I've read online is that he's not getting most of the sale money. I think 2 billion of that's just been pretty much confiscated.
Wow. That's fucked.
I know.
So it's not so much the Chelsea one, but like the City one, like something has to be done there. Like 115 charges. Like I've heard a few people like, oh yeah, but a lot of them are repeat charges.
Still a charge.
So
yeah,
it still counts. Something.
What about a repeat sex offender? You don't just stop that.
God damn.
yo, that's the maddest. That's the maddest comparison. But yeah, and City as well. We mentioned it a second ago, but they have been lying about it. Like that. Whereas Everton just kind of was like, yeah, we broke the rules. They said that obviously it was accidental. No. Manchester City have pretty much been caught lying about the finances, etc. So if anything, not only is it more charges, but it should be more serious because they then weren't honest with the Premier League from that point when they got caught. What do you think the punishment should be for City then?
Relegation.
Relegation
and a ton of fines. Yeah.
And stripped of all everything that they've won.
Don't be saying that because you want a Premier League title.
We should have two.
No chance.
Yeah, every other big team fan who's finished second in the last couple of seasons would be buzzing. But no seriously, what do you actually think the punishment should be for Manchester City?
I think definitely a points deduction, potentially relegation and fines. I think if you're going to give Everton a 10-point deduction for one charge, and you'd think that they'll probably survive this season because there's enough fodder at the bottom for them to kind of just about scrape it and get the 10 points back. But they could have potentially killed Everton's season.
Yeah.
The year before they opened the new stadium, and it could really fuck Everton big time.
Long term.
So if they're willing to do that to Everton, who have never not been in the Premier League, who are a historic Premier League team, then they should do something to City that's 10 times severe.
Definitely relegation. I mean, we've seen it happen to Juventus.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up, yeah. Yeah.
But it'd be interesting to see which players actually stay with City. I kind of want to see them fall off at that point, just so the rest of the league actually has a chance.
Do you know where it'd be tough? Because then it'd become, if they were relegated, it'd become the financial fair play of the EFL, of the Championship. And obviously City's revenues would drop off massively. So it'd be really tough for them to even pay the wages that they're paying now. So players would have to start taking salary cuts, etc.
Not him again.
Oh. Yeah, but I think a lot of the players would leave. You're telling me players like Phil Foden, Erling Haaland, and Doku and Gvardiol, just as a few examples, are young players that have their entire careers ahead of them, are going to stay at City when anybody in world football is going to take Haaland.
Yeah, but it's not that simple though, because a lot of them are on 3+ year contracts. You can't just like, as much as those players would probably want to leave, the whole team can't just force their way out. It's impossible. So City would have to clamber to keep a hold of the ones that they wanted. They'd probably accept the L on like some of the huge stars, Haaland, De Bruyne, that definitely need to go because the wages are the highest. But I reckon a lot of the other players, like if it were to come down to relegation, might have to stay at the club.
I think the only ones that would stay are probably
Manchester
the ones
United
that
on the edge of the box.
have been a while.
Should have done better with that, really.
Your KDBs, your Walkers, your Stones, I could see them staying because they've won it all at City, and it just kind of, they don't need to.
Manchester.
Wait,
Oh my
that's
God.
A great double save. That is a great double save.
McTominay with 2 quick chances in a row.
I mean, it looked kind of jammy because he just pretty much stood still, but
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ.
Sanchez with, well, I mean, I suppose it wasn't unbelievable keeping. I mean,
He's
it
not
was,
best
but
player so far.
yeah, it's just really poor from McTominay, to be honest.
Oh,
So, I don't know what's happened here, but Chelsea,
Just shoot.
1-on-1, Jackson.
Why have you taken
Oh
it?
my God.
Bong. No. Why would you
Great
take a
keeping.
touch? How did we even get to that point?
That is so confusing.
Amazon Prime with the amazing coverage there.
I think it should be severe me for City if they're found guilty because
Yeah.
because they've dominated the league for God knows how many years now. And if you look at what happened with like Lance Armstrong in cycling,
He got all of his titles.
He got
stripped.
all of his titles stripped because he'd ruined the sport for, well, it was a lot longer, but he technically, ruined like anybody else's chances of winning.
Yeah, I completely agree, to be honest, because we had a debate probably a couple months back now, where we were saying, like, is the Premier League becoming the French league? If Manchester City win, it would be their 4th league title in a row, wouldn't it? Which is, I think, only ever, or hasn't been done before. So it's like, at what point do you then draw the line and say, well, yeah, maybe we should take some of these titles off them? Because if they've been breaking, let's say, 30 rules a year, that's a serious amount. That is going to have a huge impact on the season. And it's also would have had not only the initial impact, but all the teams around them, their finances will have been massively hit based on what could have happened, if you know what I mean. Like if they did win the league, like if Arsenal or Liverpool or Chelsea or whatever did, or Manchester United, if you were to win a league title at that point, it would probably have completely changed the outlook of the club, which points even more so in the direction that City should get a serious punishment.
Yeah, like Solskjaer should have a Premier League title.
Imagine that. Well, he's a manager that's free at the minute.
There's a reason for that.
If he finished second. I'm just saying. I mean,
I know, and he should have a Premier League title if City are found guilty, but
So if he gets that,
There's a ball through to Anthony, and he's on his ass. Oh, I actually love this. Anthony versus Mudryk. Oh,
Brighton have scored again.
2-1 to Brighton against Brentford. See, they were a team. Brighton were a team that I considered in my Premier League list of just fucking off.
really, I like them.
I know. I actually really like them. I like the way they play football, and I like the way they've come through the ranks. But I don't know. I just have a negative image of them. I think it's because they were way better than Leeds in Championship when we were really shit a few years, like 6 years ago.
They play good football and they produce good players.
Yeah, I do quite like Brighton, and I think they've probably got the best academy in the country, or the best scouting in the
Scouts,
country. Yeah, it's
Jesus Christ.
it's fucked into every player that they pick
Keep
up.
spawning new players out of the blue.
Back onto the finances. What's going on at Chelsea then, Danny? Do you think you'll get any punishment from the Premier League? I know there was the. Do these new potential charges relate to in any way the old transfer ban?
I think this is just new altogether, to be honest. I mean, we've already had our transfer ban. That's been done and dusted, settled. We took that on the chin. Lampard somewhat dealt with that. And then this, I'm pretty sure, is just new. I'm not going to lie. I think we are going to get a ban. I feel like it'd be more of a transfer ban as opposed to, anything serious within the league, like point deductions.
Mm-hmm.
So
How the fuck has he got through there?
message to Todd is make sure you just buy one more good person, and we'll take the ban from there.
So you just take the hit. Well, I know that UEFA also have changed the rules so
Because
that
of us, we found like the best loophole ever. You can't deny it's not genius. Oh my god!
It's
Mudrik's through again. Mudrik in the box.
What is
Oh.
wrong with you?
I think that a good block from Maguire.
I don't. It's genius in the sense that it's boom or bust. Like these players that you bought on these massive contracts have to work out. Otherwise, it's massive losses.
Well, no, he's actually brought the wage bill down because they're on like 90 to 100k. It's just obviously spread out over 7 years.
I thought some of them were on a lot more than 90 to 100k.
There's a
Caicedo
few of
was
them.
on a fair bit, wasn't he?
Enzo's re-signed as well, hasn't
Has he?
he? I'm sure Enzo signed an extension.
I think he was already on like 7 years.
Yeah.
Isn't there also an angle to it as well? Because I've seen a lot of people talk about this where it actually looks like Todd Bowley has signed all these players on such a long contract
Oh, it's good for
Done
you.
him. It's it.
just so it makes the club look like it's worth a lot more. So it's more of a financial asset for him overall.
I get what you're saying. There is a lot of financial benefits to what his plan is. I think. I mean, he also bought Strasbourg, and that's also where we are sending some of our players out on loan. I don't know if he's a football owner as like. I don't know if he's going to be as interested in the football side of things as Roman Abramovich was.
Oh, Abramovich, it was just like fun for him, though, wasn't it?
but
He loved
actually
it.
cared about the club. I
Yeah.
think he invested a lot, but that was to get an outcome. I feel like this is now turning more into like a business.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's what I mean. I see for Bowley, it's a financial asset. It's not like a thing he loves, whereas Abramovich just pumped money into it. And I mean, well, he brought Chelsea to where it is now, really, didn't he? I know there was a time in the past Chelsea were really good, but
And he's written off a lot of our debts, especially, around the Ukraine wartime. We had quite a lot of debts, and he just wiped them out, and then he took his L. And yeah, I think he lost 2 billion in that process.
that's mad. That's
what
actually.
I heard.
I knew it was a high figure, but I didn't know it was 2 billion.
He's fucked him.
Especially when you know that you're leaving the club as well. You must really love it to just do that.
He was a fan favourite, though. There's not many club owners which actually are fan favourites. I mean,
I'd say he's probably the only one.
blame the Glazers.
Because they are to blame. That whole thing that you've said about assets is the whole thing that the Glazers do. Is that
But they do splash the cash, though.
no, they don't.
You've
The
just
money
got
that-
Casemiro for what, like 70 mil on 350 a week.
But that's not
Anthony.
their money. That's the club generating that revenue. The money that we spend every summer is money generated by Man United. The Glazers haven't invested a penny since they bought it. In fact, they didn't even invest when they bought it. It was a leverage buyout. So they borrowed the money from the banks, put the debt on the club. So they didn't even buy the club with their own money.
That's like a dividend as well, don't they?
Oh yeah, they've taken
Shareholders.
a shitload of money. They take like 100 mil every year in dividends, but we're still 700 mil in debt from when they bought the club, and then we owe about 300 mil in transfers as well, plus everything else.
Broke boys.
Yeah, I mean, Man United certainly have been investigated for breaking any financial fair play rules.
And I
have they?
think they're like the 8th richest owners in the league as well. They're not even like that rich of owners.
And do Manchester United still generate the most money in the league?
Probably not the most now.
I know Liverpool and Liverpool had higher shirt
We're
sales,
top
but
like 3 or 4 every year.
Yeah.
I mean, we generate 150 to 200 mil every year. That's why we can spend it in the summer.
yeah. Well, I think it's a case of it's become more and more obvious in the last few weeks. I mean, that chant went viral about Old Trafford falling down, and when you're a club of that size, if you compare Old Trafford, which is the home of the club, with the other big teams,
Fans got hit by chunks of concrete.
yeah, it's fucked. It's fucked. Like,
They went to a women's game and 2 fans got hit by chunks of concrete that fell from the stadium.
All right, okay.
Yeah, which imagine that at one of the richest clubs in the world, and then you look at, I mean, Stamford Bridge is getting on a bit, but it's still in pretty good condition. And then you've got the Tottenham Stadium is incredible, new. It's got a fucking. The Tottenham Stadium has an actual brewery in it. It's fucked.
They have 2 pitches.
Yeah, it's just. Is it got a roof? The Tottenham Stadium as well.
I don't know if it's got a roof. I know that
I think so.
they've got 2 they've got 2 pitches though. It rolls out under the car park so that the NFL one can come out.
I've got nothing but respect for that. And then you look at the Emirates. Emirates is a class stadium.
Yeah, that's a very nice
There's no denying that it's great. What big team am I
just
missing?
built a new stand at Anfield.
Yeah, Anfield's getting renovations.
Everton.
Yeah, even Everton are getting a new stadium. So
Fulham got a new stand.
what the fuck is going? Brentford got a new stand, or they didn't even get a whole new stadium at one point. They redid a lot of it because it looked like looked like a Lego pitch.
We're getting peppered here. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I know that they had to, but even Luton put money into the stadium because they had to bring it up to Premier League standards. But it's the owners. They don't spend the money. That's the problem.
What do you think, Danny? Do you think the Glazers are doing a good job?
From a Chelsea perspective, yeah. I mean, it's just funny. Like every little thing that goes wrong at United, they just say blame the Glazers. Like Anthony could take this free kick, he'll miss, and then fans will still say it's on the Glazers.
No, there's also other issues like we're not playing good football. We've had pretty shoddy manager appointments.
I think it's. I agree with that, but I actually do think it's more due to the transfer decisions. When you look at the majority of the big money players that Manchester United have signed over the last couple of seasons, it's actually shockingly bad. Anthony, Casemiro, Sancho, they're just the first three that pop into my head. They're all atrocious. Obviously, Højlund we're yet to see.
Did you say Casemiro?
Yeah.
Come off it, man.
Bro, he was good last year, but for
the wage,
for the price, the length of contract, and how old he is, it's a poor financial decision or transfer overall to sign him.
I don't know if I'd have said it was a poor transfer, but
Length of contract probably will.
Yeah, now he looks like you're already. Do you think he's practically finished already?
no, he's injured.
Yeah, but even when he's played
he's
this
gonna
season,
come back so overweight as well. He started the season looking like a kebab man.
What I'm saying is there was the opportunity there, and I think even Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said at one point that he wanted to sign Rice, and they wouldn't.
He
let
said
him.
he wanted to sign Rice, Caicedo, Haaland, and they wouldn't let him. But then,
The Haaland one's funny.
that's you kind of go, well, that's the board and the owners because they turned around to him and said, no, we can't sign projects. We need to sign ready-made players.
Yeah. But now you're signing project players or more project players under Ten Hag, and they've all been shit as well with Anthony and Anana. Martinez is okay, but even he's actually on my overrated list later on in the episode. We'll debate
Guy's
that
not
properly
played
then.
for 3 months and he's still getting called overrated. That's fucking brutal.
He's just not that good, is he? But we'll get onto that. How are we feeling about the game so far, boys? 43 minutes in. I feel like it's chilled out a little bit in the last 5 minutes, but it's been super end-to-end. It seemed like both teams' defences are looking leaky, but both teams' attacks...
Well, they've obviously been clinical. Just when we get to near the 18-yard box, we just can't put a foot on it properly. Like we've probably actually had the better chances. That's the worst part.
I wouldn't say they've been clinical, though. Manchester United missed that penalty, which was awful from Bruno as well.
Come on, one last attack.
How are you feeling, Josh? Do you think that there's a win in the bag here still, or will Chelsea actually finish the dinner?
Well, I think we'll win this.
I love a good jinx.
I could see it staying 1-0 because neither team wants to score now.
Not whilst he's on ball. Here we go.
Chelsea in the box with Palmer.
Get in!
No way.
Oh, that P-roll.
And it's 1-0, Palmer with a goal.
Come on.
The fucking wonder boy
I'm
at Chelsea.
so glad you said that. Then.
That's going to be the best fucking clip ever.
That's such a shite goal.
Oh, no, I should have definitely got that.
Yeah,
that was a P-roll.
It slowly trickled into that bottom corner. I
You
didn't.
can see the worst goal.
I felt like I couldn't get excited about it because it just slowly fucking rolled in.
It's weird as well because he's been actually quite good in the Prem. It's just the UCL obviously that has been bad, but now he's obviously rubbing off here.
Look at
I'm
this
all
poor.
for that.
No defender even puts a challenge in there.
Jesus Christ.
Nana again. Oh, I actually love it.
It's such a shit goal to concede. Just before half time as well.
That's our star boy now.
He best get in the
Five
Euro
goals
squad
in
if he
the
carries on the form he's been on at the minute.
At least over Rashford and Grealish. I think Grealish is kind of like out of it now, to be fair. It's just Rashford that needs to stop. To be fair, I think even Sterling deserves a shot.
He likes Grealish though, doesn't he?
He's got his
as well.
favourites.
8 minutes added time. Fucking hell.
Yeah, there was a VAR decision and then McTominay was injured and
The
true.
liner?
he had
Doing
his
something
technical
like
issues as well.
Yeah, it's just every game. Now when I think about how long I'm going to be watching a football match for, I need to add loads of time on. But it's been an entertaining one at least.
What ball that is, Anthony, well done. I actually hate the guy. I mean, it doesn't help with the fact that he's had a lot of allegations to his ex-partner. So I've got a lot of bias with that as well.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a great turn.
It's one of those, it's hard not to take into account, but...
To be fair, why is it always United players?
Yeah, it's true. I don't know.
Honestly.
I think it's the recruitment. Whoever's doing the recruitment's clearly visiting the local police stations to pick up the footballers.
Whoever's got a charge, you can join. So you've actually got some charges in your team. It's just not the
I
same.
thought you were
as
saying
mine.
you've actually got some charges.
What the hell?
Oh, God. Did you see that Luis Suarez is going to Inter Miami?
Yeah, I know.
Saw that.
Did you also read that he's like on his last legs, like dying legs? Every single morning he's got to take like 3 pills just so he can actually move them. He's in that much pain.
Why the fuck is he going to another
that's
club
what
then?
I was thinking. But he's got good stats whilst he was at was he at Gremio?
Yeah, I got the stats down actually because I found it proper interesting because obviously Suarez is he was such a baller for the majority of his career, but that Liverpool season was unbelievable, and then obviously part of that trio at Barcelona as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, in Brazil this season he's had 24 goals and 17 assists in 52 appearances,
Crazy that.
and he's 36 years old. Do you know how wild that is? Fucking, I think at Inter Miami he'll probably tear it up to a different level.
I hope so. It's nice to see like a little reunion for all these old Barca players.
Yeah, I rate it.
I know there's going to be a lot of slander for them, just like saying like the bum boys or whatever. But I mean, this is a career, but they're also, you know,
No, you
got
got
family, they're friends.
you got to have fun. You got to have fun
Yeah.
with it. And I feel like if you're a footballer as well, like moving out to Miami must be so nice. And you've got loads of money.
Wow.
It's such a sick place to live in it. Although I was in LA the other week and I wouldn't want to go there.
Would you know?
Bro, it was the
LA
biggest.
Galaxy.
LA was the biggest shithole I've ever been to in my life. It was my least favorite city I've ever visited.
Probably why Beckham left early then.
It was proper poor. Wasn't Henri there for a bit as well?
No, he was in New York.
Yeah, in New York Red Bulls.
Oh shit. Who else was at LA Galaxy? Robbie Keane.
Zlatan.
Zlatan. I was going to say Kaká, but he was at Orlando, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I wonder if there'll ever
Nani
be.
went there as well.
Who?
Nani.
Oh, yeah.
I'm waiting for the day
Recently as well.
because I feel like it must happen at some point where there's actually some like world class American footballers. Because
They are investing a lot now, so they are getting better, but not, I think, to that world class level.
but you think when we were growing up, the league was actually like had a fair few good players and it had a couple of eyes on it. But if you were in America, you'd have shown a lot more interest in it, and you would think that persuaded thousands more kids to play football. So surely some of those are going to come out and be good players. Josh, you shook your head. Am I
No,
wrong?
I'm shaking my head.
All right, I thought you meant it.
It was a stupid foul.
It's just not a popular, not as popular sport there, is it? It's just,
It never will be. The thing is, it's like football over there is like American football here. Like, yes, more people will play it, and we'll probably get better players that play it from these countries. But it's never gonna overtake the established sports that are already there. It's never gonna be bigger than the NFL. It's never gonna be bigger than the NBA, and it's never gonna be bigger than the MLB out there.
I forget
So-
that the NBA and MLB aren't big over here either, are they?
Steven Gerrard play there.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
he did
went
for a
to-
season or
I
two.
think
He went to Galaxy as well.
Yeah, he went
Yeah,
Galaxy.
and Lampard did for a year,
Bale
didn't
as
he?
well.
Lampard went to New York City.
New York, yeah.
So, but it's just like all the old
Yeah.
dogs. There's literally just all the Premier League dribs and drabs that
Yeah,
end up
That
in
was
the
the
MLS.
Saudi before Saudi, wasn't it?
Yeah, literally. Other than the fact they weren't paying transfer fees for them, they're just getting on a free at the end of their career. Who was that? There was an MLS striker who'd been there for years and he had a proper good goal record.
Landon Donovan.
No, it was.
I think he might still be
Martinez.
there.
I think
that
it's the guy that
Martinez,
plays
maybe.
for LAFC.
Oh, you're thinking about that Giovanni? That's Italian.
Yeah, I think
him.
so. I think so.
Handball.
But I'd
Looked
always
like it.
I'd always wonder how they do if they ended up going to an actual half decent league. Because I always think if you're a striker and you can whack the ball in the net, you just need to be given the opportunities.
Dos Santos.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe.
nah, it's
No,
not
that's not a handball.
Looked like it from the other
Yeah,
angle,
it
but
did.
it wasn't.
Look it right, dick.
A Manchester United corner. We're in the 50th minute now.
2 more minutes, see it out. Come on. 3 more minutes. That's terrible maths.
It's weird because I feel like I could say it's been a tough half for both teams.
I think
It's an awful
1-1's
corner.
respectable. Like that,
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
I think
Yeah, like
1-1's
both
about right,
teams.
yeah. But
It's crazy how he's never grown a beard, Thiago Silva. He's just been babyface.
That's a really random thing to say.
Have you never noticed that though? Like there's no like follicles where something's been through before. It's just straight babyface. Jesus
He might
Christ.
have had laser hair removal. You don't know.
yeah, maybe he's self-conscious about his beard.
His
Oh,
story
sorry,
is
well,
actually quite mad, to be fair.
Oh, what is it?
His footballing story, like he got dropped by one of the teams in Brazil because he wasn't good
yeah.
enough. Then got picked up, and then just like his progression through European football.
Yeah. I mean, he's been pretty incredible, hasn't he, throughout his career.
I feel like he's never really got his flowers though during his career. Just 'cause he's always been like not under the radar. He's just never been like a big character to like put himself out there.
I think there's always throughout his career, there's always been centre backs that people have rated higher. Like there's always been like Ramos and Terry and Ferdinand and all of that. But yeah, I agree. He's never really been given his.
I also think as well, though, he was
Good
playing in the French league for a lot of his
That's
prime.
not-
And I know that PSG did
He was
okay.
at Milan for a bit as well.
Yeah, but my memories of Thiago Silva are more so him at PSG. And when you're at PSG, it's just not. It don't quite hit the same.
I get what you're saying. So, but what are you trying to say? Like that?
No, I'm not
But
saying
not
it.
as good.
No, I'm saying he was good still, but I just think that's why people probably don't or didn't give him his flowers as much because he was at PSG. Because people look at the French league and think, oh, it's a joke. There's barely any good attackers there other than at PSG. So obviously he's gonna do well.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like
I
I'm
think
I'm not backing that opinion, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying that is why I think his recognition didn't go quite as high as a lot of the Premier League
Jesus,
defenders.
Fulham
in
have battered
Spanish
Forest
leagues.
here.
that will be a brace as well.
Yeah, it will be in Jimenez. I've got a brace.
See, I'd keep Forest in the Premier League, but not Fulham.
Well,
Even
yeah,
though Fulham are
they've
winning 4-0.
Don't matter.
Forest they've got European glory as well, haven't they?
Yeah,
Two Champions Leagues, or is it three?
Yeah,
two.
I think.
Two.
Yeah.
Even Aston Villa have got one, haven't they?
Yeah, Aston Villa are challenging for the league this year.
Oh my
Watch.
God, yeah.
Watch it happen. I never thought I'd see the day where Aston Villa. I'm quite confident that they'll finish above Manchester United and Chelsea in a Premier League season. It's wild. The job that Emery's done there is absolutely incredible.
It's weird. Would you say the team that Emery's got right now is better than the Arsenal team that he had when he was previously in the Prem?
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably
Yeah.
would. Yeah. Well, because if you think about some of the players that were playing under him, you had like Socrates and Mustafi as some of the defensive options. Bellerin was pretty shocking. Go on, Chris, you'll know this better than us. Who were Arsenal's key players under Emery?
With Arsenal. They had an inform Aubameyang.
We had the Bamiyang. We had Ozil.
I mean, they're
Yeah.
still very good players.
Yeah, Ozil was kind of dropping off a bit, wasn't he, by the Emery time?
Yeah, we were a bit shit at that point.
Yeah. Arsenal's squad was pretty shit for a long time, to be honest. There was a period from like the last 3 years of Wenger to like the next fucking three managers. The amount of shocking players that were regularly starting for Arsenal. I remember when I was younger watching football, it was like Arshavin was the best attacker for a season or two. You had like Shamak and Bentner as attacking options that regularly played,
The thing
and
is,
they were getting top four.
Wenger just did like a creative job with that team. Like
He actually did.
you think, well, during that period when they had like a massive drop down, you actually noticed like the difference, even though like most of the players were the same.
Yeah. They should never have hounded him out, but I
I
suppose
know.
you've got to do it at